Hello, I'm Axel. This is a site that me and a guy from the Netherlands built. His name is Michael Sebald. We did it to learn Brunch, Bootstrap. Not really learn it, but we use Brunch, Bootstrap, um, PHP, CodeIgniter, MySQL, and less in Handlebar Mustache templates. And this site is basically used for it's a delivery service, so people that don't want to go get something can pay a delivery fee and we'll go get it for them. And so they basically enter a shopping list and we go get the items. They tell us where it is and we go get it. It's pretty much a concept that we put out, but it never really worked out business wise. So I'll show you. So you start with a setup account, put in these few fields. We need the zip code to do geocoding, and then just put in your username and password and sign in. If you have orders in the system, this is the first view you'll see, and you can view your live order and where it is, if it's out for delivery, its location, etc. So you can view your current order, and this is the site. This is the page that'll mostly come up if you're a user signing in and don't have orders. Most of the time you're going to order one thing at a time, so that was just an edge case really. So you put in your order information and you save it. You come in here and type something like 24 pack of Bud Light, and it'll add the price. It'll go to Google and look up the price, and you can see you're done adding items, and it'll total it up and put the delivery fee down here. After you place the order, you can put in your credit card information. It saves it using Stripe.com and their API, and that is basically a rundown of the site. There's a whole delivery driver login that lets you edit the items and things like that. So I'll show you that. Come in here and you can actually select this. Most of the time it's meant for being on the phone, and you can say it's on the way to pick up, on the way to deliver, and then you can set it to be delivered. As you're going through and you have your phone, you can hit mark found and it'll mark it as found. If you're logged in back as the user, you can view your live order and it'll mark those items found, and it'll refresh every 10 seconds. So if somebody wanted to watch you deliver an order, if you were that fast at it, it would say, you found those items and you're on the way, and it gives you the status right there. So that's a basic rundown of the site. What we're going to talk about now is how it all is kind of put together and the different technologies that are used. So let's talk about this order screen. So that order screen is brought together by this. So the home view is included via PHP and CodeIgniter, and then we start to use our JavaScript views. So this is how you include a view. We're using require.js, and you got views, secure, user home view, and then you just create it, and we're replacing our content div with this page's rendered contents. So let's look at this JavaScript view. This is a basic Backbone view, and if you've used Backbone, this will look pretty familiar to you. The only thing that might be different is the module exports and the way we're importing files up here. So this uses require.js, and this is basically how you use require.js. So it has a template, and that template is a handlebar mustache template. We have this file right here, views, templates, secure, user home view, and that's the handlebar template. So it knows to use that template, and this is the template. It's a very simple HTML outline, and then what we then do is start replacing inner divs with inner JavaScript views. So this order view is actually used right here, and I'll show you where that's created. So this order view is created right here, new order view, and it sets the element to a div and uses jQuery to find that div. So if we look at order view, it is the views secure order view JavaScript file. So go into order view, and this is the same type of view, and it has a template, and that template is right here, and it's the HBS file. So this is all of our HTML, and this uses a handlebar mustache where we can replace variables to things in the model, and etc. If you use any sort of new JavaScript type style programming, this is basically what you end up doing a lot of times. So let's talk about how this view works. So in Backbone you have events, and you can set up your event listeners and your handlers. We have models, but they're Backbone models. This is where data is stored, and we're not using the RESTful side of Backbone. All of that's done through jQuery, get, and post. So let's show you how we're doing that. CodeIgniter in PHP needs this. The plugin we're using for the security or the authentication piece is this CSRF token type of thing that you're seeing right here. It creates a cookie, and your session is stored in that, and that's what it uses. So when we use get data, we'll fire off a get call to this, and it's a REST call, and that call will only work if you have that if your token is valid. Otherwise, you're going to get a 500 error. So when we fire this, we end up calling this callback, and then we parse the data and populate our models like so right here. Let's talk about a post. Alright, so the post works in a similar way. Alright, so if we want to save an item, so when we're saving that item, if we looked up the Bud Light item that I showed you before, right here, and we want to save it, basically when we hit the add item, that's what it does. So we send it to JSON, send it to the service, and when it comes back, this is where we disable the add item, show any errors if there are errors, set the item's ID, we add the items to the array of items, close the first accordion, things that need to happen on the interface regardless. So there can be validation errors that come back, and this is where we also get the Google price right here. So it does that and updates the price. I think that's probably enough to get you going. I don't really want to show you the PHP side, although I can. Basically it works off this controller and calls this function and then passes this data. So we go to controllers, orders, and then save. Okay, and then it'll take the input post, and you saw that when we do this we use a post, and then we default to miles and do all sorts of things with this. Alright, and so then we'll use this, and we'll call update item or create item in the orders model. And this is a CodeIgniter specific way of doing it. Particularly, I don't really think that models are where you do your interfacing with the database, but that's what CodeIgniter thinks. So if we go in here and we go to update, okay, we'll grab certain things, and eventually we will do this update statement, and this does some automatic stuff where it updates the table name and the primary key, or passes an ID, and then the parameters. The parameters is obviously each column, and as long as everything matches up, it'll work. And this is a CodeIgniter shortcut type of thing, so there's no real SQL in here. If we want to do custom SQL, okay, so here would be a custom SQL query. It's short, but this is the long and short. I mean, if you know SQL, this is where it happens. And then this is where we're turning things into JSON and giving them back. Get all by user ID. And then in the controller, we would look up get all by user ID, and then it encodes JSON and gives it back. And that's basically the architecture and how it works. So hopefully that's enough.